So I'm going to be working on a paint by number. This is a fun little paint by number that I'm doing. It looks like a very sleepy chicken. Looks like me on a Monday where I kind of don't want to work. So I'm excited to get this guy done. Okay. What are the projects that you're working on? I usually have a lot of different crafts on the go. And right now it's not very different from that. There's a few that I have in different stages of being completed. Though truth be told, I often start projects, I don't very often finish those. So though I wonder if that is just my own projects or if there's projects like this one that have a very definite end to them. It might be that. Because other projects are kind of my own making, so the scope is my own making. Maybe that's where I get into trouble. Last time I did this, I put on a bunch of kind of random songs that were royalty free. Let me know if that was something that you enjoyed last time and if I should keep doing it. I'll do it again for this time, but I don't know if there's a particular type of music that really hit home with you, or if there was I shouldn't say was, if there is a way that you like to craft, either have lots of silent breaks or have music constantly going. I have an Ozzy Osbourne song stuck in my head. You know, I wasn't the biggest Ozzy Osbourne fan, but I can't deny the influence of his look, of the style of music, of everything that he had in life, or influence, I should say, the way that he influenced everything in life. I mean, I really like heavy metal music. I really like heavier music. I really like that aesthetic that he had, especially when he was younger. That is kind of my vibe. And as much as I might not look like it right now in my gray house coat and whatever, if I decide to get dolled up and all goth looking to go out, that I want to say him in the early 2000s or even before then, I'm channeling stuff like that. It's kind of like, I'm not the biggest Nine Inch Nails fan, but I can't deny how influential Trent Reznor is to the music genre. I can't deny all the famous people that he's collabed with or has helped compose for, or all those things. And Trent Reznor is still very much with us, whereas Ozzy Osbourne recently passed away. So who knows what he's gonna do later. I know that YouTube is really, really wanting me to listen to some of his music. Really wanting me to. I don't know why. I don't know if I accidentally clicked on something, but Something else that's outside of my usual, as far as things that I appreciate but usually am not the hugest fan of, I saw a werewolf movie the other day that I really, really liked. And I might do a video on it. I usually am not a big werewolf person. I definitely appreciate the difficulty of the practical effects when I see practical effects turning a person into a werewolf. Do they turn into a werewolf, or are they just a werewolf? Anyway, to turn a person into a dog person. So I really enjoy the craftsmanship that goes around that, but yeah, the actual style of movie, not the biggest. I mean, I'm not really into horror movies where I was going to say has a sympathetic antagonist, but I know that's not true. In a lot of werewolf movies, the person that is the werewolf is really apologetic over being that entity. And although that in itself isn't a deal breaker for me, I still enjoy movies where they're just like, and you get this with some vampire movies where it's just kind of like, I'm a vampire, you deal with it. And I kind of enjoy that. And that's one of the things that was in the movie that I really liked that had werewolves, is it wasn't a situation where there was anybody being apologetic about being in that state. It was kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna mess you up. And I don't apologize for it. And I really liked that. I thought it was very refreshing. Anyway, I'm not gonna go any more into it. I'm gonna save that for the video, but yeah. I love when I watch something outside the norm for me and I get pleasantly surprised. It doesn't happen very often. So when it does happen, I definitely appreciate that. And I take the time to step back and go, hey, that was something. Those people had something to say. When they made this movie, they had a vision. wonder at what point a song becomes public domain. I'm sure that there are different reasons that something becomes public domain, but I wonder if it's like movies that has a certain time frame that they can be copywritten. And I don't know now that I've said that if that's true. Maybe there is no time thing. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. So I wouldn't mind having music that's in the public domain. was just thinking how what this is right now is very similar to how some people do reading sprints and stuff like that. I wonder how that would work. Although reading sprints are usually live, right? I wonder how that would go. If this turns out good enough, I'll get a frame for it and gift it to my mom. She loves chickens. I don't know if it will. I mean, it's not the best quality of paints that I've dealt with, and it's not coming together quite nice enough, but I am certainly enjoying the process. And she doesn't know that it's a thought that I've had, so if it doesn't end up happening, it's not like, you know, she's been anticipating it and whatever. It's the nice thing about surprises. People don't know that it's going to happen. So the only person that really gets disappointed with these things is yourself. Which, don't get me wrong, can feel pretty crappy, but to me it feels worse when you know you're letting people down because they had a certain expectation. What time is it? Oh. I'll do one more color and then I'll have to vamos for the day. I know I keep saying this, but the awesome thing about using acrylic is how quickly it dries. I'm just going to give it another minute here, but then I can start on a section. I'm not sure what section I'm going to start on. I know I have a color here, but are there anything that shows up using that color? I see a couple, but that's it. this is something that, yes. Maybe what I'll do is that's still tacky. I can go about it this way. Maybe this is a missed opportunity. Maybe this entire time I should have been like talking like Bob Ross. Maybe. I'm not going to attempt it. I was just thinking of the joy of painting and how you used to say that, you know, this is your world, you can do whatever you want type thing. There are no mistakes. Another movie that I saw recently was Kindergarten Cop. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. And it's probably one of my favorite Arnold Schwarzeneggers. Oh, there's a lot of this color needed. It's funny how when things are on the side or upside down, you don't see things, but then when you turn the picture, all of a sudden you see a whole bunch. Here's a little secret about me when it comes to these paint by numbers. Sometimes I just completely make up where the line is, if the line's important, if I want to do something else. Because, to be honest, a lot of these have super small sections. And sometimes I couldn't be bothered. And so I just say, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this instead. I don't know if most people do that. I don't think it's a novel thing. It can't be. Okay, I think that's all that I have in me today. But if you can see my chicken, my super tired chicken, he's coming along. I think it's a he. I don't know. It looks like a rooster, but it doesn't have the dangly bits under the chin, so who knows. But I hope that whatever you have done some crafting with today is looking good. I don't know in the comments if you can show pictures, but if you can, I would love to see what you're working on. But I'm going to say that whatever you're doing and however you're doing today and whatever situation you find yourself, I hope you have the best day. And I will talk to you later.